Steve McQueen was definitely the king of cool, yet he was so much more than simply an actor. In the 1960s and 1970s, the performer, whose actual name is Terrence Stephen McQueen, was a tremendous box office hit. As the hero of The Great Escape, The Towering Inferno, and The Cincinnati Kid, he was at the height of his career and became the highest-paid movie actor in the world in 1974. But the father of two's life was tragically cut short when he was just 50 years old and he was struck down by asbestos cancer. And despite the drastic measures he took in a bid to stay alive, nothing could save him. In 1978, Steve developed a chronic cough at the age of 48. He immediately stopped smoking and started receiving antibiotic treatments in the hopes of recovering. Sadly, it didn't work. The shortness of breath he was suffering grew more pronounced, and on December 2, 1979, a biopsy revealed that he had pleural mesothelioma, a cancer associated with asbestos exposure. There is no known cure for the disease. Steve later said that he believed that asbestos used in insulation on movie sound stages and in race drivers' protective suits and helmets could have been part of what led to his cancer diagnosis. However, he said he felt it was more likely that his illness was a result of exposure while removing asbestos insulation from pipes on board a troop ship while he was in the Marines. By February 1980, there was evidence that the cancer had spread throughout his body. He made the decision to keep secret his condition, but in March 1980, the National Enquirer broke the news that he had terminal cancer. Further to quitting smoking, Steve took other measures in a bid to prevent his untimely death. He left his own country of the US in July 1980 to receive unorthodox medical care in Mexico after hearing from his local physicians that there was nothing they could do to extend his life. Steve sought treatment from orthodontist William Donald Kelly, who had developed an alternative treatment for cancer. He was promoting a variety of therapy that used coffee enemas as well as massages, shampoos, and daily injections of fluid containing live cells from cattle and sheep. The treatments also used an anti-cancer drug that has been known to be both toxic and ineffective. It's thought that Steve paid for his treatments in cash, handing over $40,000 per month, which today is worth around $124,000. He spent 3 months receiving treatment in Mexico. The only medical license Kelly had held was for orthodontics, but that was revoked in 1976. His methods were a tabloid sensation after it was discovered that Steve had been a patient. As he returned to the US, Kelly publicly announced that the actor would be completely cured, but sadly that wasn't the case at all. The star's condition worsened as large tumors developed to grow inside of his belly. Steve traveled back to Mexico in late October 1980 to have a tumor, which weighed around 5 pounds, removed. He went ahead with the operation despite warnings from US doctors that the tumor was inoperable and that his heart wouldn't be able to take the surgery. He checked into a small surgery under the fake name Samuel Shepard, and doctors had no idea who he really was. Tragically, on November 7, 1980, he died of heart failure at the clinic, just 13 hours after the surgery to remove tumors from his neck and abdomen. Despite his untimely death, Steve left behind a huge legacy. In 2007, his estate became one of the top 10 highest earners for dead celebrities, and he was inducted into the Hall of Great Western Performers at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. He's also been inducted into the Motorcycle Hall of Fame and had a documentary made about his quest to create and star in 1971 auto racing film Le Mans. He also became a character in Quentin Tarantino's 2019 movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, when he was portrayed by Damian Lewis.